So I have a follow up question on that, Amit.
Sure.
Here is a problem that you stated, saying that unless until the category education is done, the category share may not increase, right? So
True.
now,
Absolutely.
you are actually in a peculiar situation where you have 100 rupees to spend, and you probably need to put it in, light lounges and not in a campaign, right? And but your marketing team is always looking at what is my next campaign. Okay, so how do you handle the contradiction within your department? Okay, because they don't think lighting lounges are a great marketing initiative, because that's not what their peers in the marketing fraternity are doing. Okay, so therefore, if I was sitting as somebody like you, you're going to put probably 80 rupees in lounges, and you may not have put money in advertising itself. Okay, so now how do you really then how do you then balance the budget, because that becomes a real challenge, because you have only limited budgets to spend.
See, one beautiful thing which happens with lounges, it is actually helping you from a local area marketing lamb, which we actually talk about. Because if you are actually doing a tom in the entire particular world, it will not work, because it has to. Today, if I'm staying in an X part of the city, and my particular vicinity and light lounge in the next 5, 7, 10 kilometers, I'll definitely visit. But if it is 20, 25, I will never go, because that defeats the purpose of getting into it. The first and the foremost thing is in terms of, and that's what happened in most of the trade, that look, identify your top 20, 25 various star store that will actually generate around 80% of the business to look for, and see how you can actually do a local area marketing lamb in the entire and do in the best possible manner. What will actually give you, first of all, it will actually give you a very affinated reach to the people that needs to. It will give you an affinated audience to that, and it will optimize your budget, because rather than doing a national or international, national or multimedia campaigns, it will cost a lot of bomb to it. If that is sorted, just see the long tail, how you can actually build in terms of the new lounges that are coming, how can you promote that. And most important is, which the maximum 50% of your budget of 100 rupees or whatever you call it may go for, is what is the experience that customer is gaining from that shop floor, and in that particular floor when they actually come in. If you do everything to get that customer there, but the experience falters, then obviously it will not work in that particular tangent, because people are coming for an experience there. Your final decision on buying, not buying, and the opinion on the category is not on the campaign that you do. You have got into them the shop. Now it's end of the day. Tomorrow they come and say, boss, I don't think so it's even worth visiting. Then your entire effort goes for it. So I would say the best thing, and that's what, see, end of the day, if customer is there, if you're getting the leads to sell that customer, your business, your internal team will all be happy, because tomorrow it's generating business.
So
Tomorrow is,
therefore, here is a marketing person who normally works with, say, marketing agencies. You work with, market research companies, and suddenly now, you are actually saying, "Let me build an experience. Let me go build a launch." Okay, and you absolutely have no clue how to build a lounge, right? Because I don't think in your MBA somebody taught you how to build lounge, and you are used to spending money on media,
correct,
and here you are
correct,
spending money on a lounge. So
correct.
how did you reconcile, and how did you really reimagine your role, and therefore how did you go about doing it?
See, it was, frankly speaking, it is just about rolling your sleeves. And as you rightly put in, Swami, nobody in the club, we hired from the best of the retail and all, but they were not from the trade itself. They were not from the lighting trade or something else to actually do it. They were from a different trade who actually came from. So somebody coming from, let's say, a sportswear can't give you they can give you about what a store should look like and how does a store selection things, but will not give you what exactly from a lighting standpoint to look for. So a lot of experimentation, lot of learning that has happened on ground in terms of, and you really need to be always on the toes from that. And there are a lot of, I would say, a lot of mistakes to finalize what exactly it is. So for somebody would say, no, no, you're putting everything here. On an average, they were around close to 1,000+ SKUs in a home decorative lighting. You can't put 1,000 SKUs any of your lounges that you look for, whatever the size and magnitude that you look for. Then you need to decide here, okay, I have no learning, I don't have any prior learning, whether this 50 will work or 100 work. Then you need to start piggy banking in terms of where this will, I think, will work for let's put it for one particular month. It is not easy to change that, because let's say a chandelier which has a weight of 80 kgs, you can't change this every time in terms of how do you need to build it. It was complete learning on the job, getting your hands dirty in terms of this is the decision that you took may not work tomorrow, or it may not work on a different city altogether. Also, there are a lot of regional nuances that you need to keep in mind, because what does a market look for? There are certain pockets where the lighting markets are defined in that particular city. You have to be in that market, otherwise you're out of the game to build it. Whether you will able to get that particular space that you look for, very difficult. How much time that you need to wait? How do you really get a good trade partner to actually endorse your particular idea? And as you rightly said, neither in the entire particular learning of marketing or MBA that you actually done, it is completely learning. It is taking a decision, whether testing it, whether it's working, not working, changing it. It is completely, if I really want to put it in one sentence, it is just getting on the job learning. Revise your particular learning, change your decision, be active in terms of moving to change it, be ready to in terms of change it, accept the mistakes that you're actually, and there are a lot of mistakes, I'll be very honest, a lot of mistakes, but there's a lot of learning also attached to that mistake, which gives you confidence that, okay, if I want to scale it up from 1 to 100, now I have the whereabouts and I can actually move from there. That is how it actually worked, Swami.
So, therefore, if I were to look at this example that you're talking, and I look at your marketing mix variables, okay, so how did you allocate this money, and how did you go about doing it, and what was life like for you as a CMO? So, were you sitting in your table trying to build a campaign with your agency, or were you on the ground every day trying to do it? So therefore, first question maybe, how what was the mix in the marketing variable? Maybe you can answer that, and then we will move to the next question.
So the first thing, Swami, is these type of jobs or these type of activities, you can't be doing it in your office every time. At least you have to be twice or thrice on the site to see what exactly it needs to look for. Because if my final product and my final particular destination is not decided, then it is very difficult for me to actually find out how are I actually moving from there. And when we used to do it, we used to make a two or three different, okay, morning before office, we'll go and see what exactly things need to look for, is things have been planned the way it is. If not afternoon, definitely in the evening, spend 1.5 2 hours into what should be the next step. Because what happens is, it's all about, even from a front facade to, let's say, a sitting lawn, do we have enough space for people to actually sit? Whether my facade is something which is really impactful for people to build in. And that is why you have to shift the roles and you have to shift the gear, that this is not a job that can be done in terms of sitting in a conference room deciding with the agency to find. You have to be with your particular support partners on that shop floor. No, this particular aesthetic, this particular product doesn't fit, sir, can we change it? Can we change the way the background looks like, the color that actually is not, the light is actually getting dim? Because again, coming to the point is, you have to feel that light, it is actually getting dim because the background color that needs to it. So you need to change from a office job to actually to an on-field job, that you need to change to it.